Hello all, in today's session we are going to talk about the principal patterns of an antenna and the different plots of an antenna. So generally in practice, to get the idea about the radiation property of an antenna, only E and H plane patterns are sufficient. So there is no need of three-dimensional patterns. So the E and H plane patterns are called as the E and H plane patterns are called as the principal patterns. Now let us see what do you mean by E plane pattern and the H plane pattern. So here when we talk about the E plane pattern, so it is the plane containing, so E plane pattern, this is nothing but the plane, or you can say it is a plane containing electric field vector. So electric field vector, and you can say the direction of maximum radiation. So E plane pattern is nothing but the plane which contains the electric field vector and the direction of the maximum radiation. Now let us talk about the H plane pattern. So H plane pattern, now you can say this is nothing but the plane which containing magnetic field vector. So I can say this is the plane which contains the magnetic field vector and the direction of maximum radiation. So this is all about the E plane pattern and the H plane pattern. So these are the planes contains the maximum radiations of either electric field vector or the magnetic field vector. Now consider the horn antenna. Now here we are considering the horn antenna and which radiates. So here if I assume this is nothing but the horn antenna and which radiates like this. So this is the Z, this will be the Y, and this will be the X. So here I can see the horn antenna radiates the maximum in the X direction. These are, you can say, the side lobe. This will be the major lobe. You can see this is nothing but the electric field E, and this is nothing but the magnetic field, that is nothing but the H. So here the electric and magnetic field, so if I draw it separately, I can see here the electric field, or I can say this is nothing but the magnetic field. So I can say this is the H field over here, and if I draw this separately, E field, my E field will be in this direction. Both the fields always perpendicular to each other, so I can say this is my E field. So here the maximum radiations are along with the x-axis. The electric and magnetic field of the wave radiated by horn is in the Z direction and the Y direction respectively. So the field of an horn antenna, we can see here the H field and is the E field. So here the electric field and the maxima are present in the xy plane. So elevation plane phi is equal to 0, and so xz plane is called a principal E plane. So you can see this xz plane will be called as the principal E plane. The magnetic field and the maxima are present. Now here magnetic field, this H, is present in the xy plane. So xy plane is called as the principal H plane. So you can see xy plane will be the principal H plane, and here you can see in the xz plane you are having a maxima, electric field maxima. So you can say xz plane is the principal E plane. So here we have understood what do you mean by the E plane pattern, or principal E plane, or a principal H plane. So we have drawn. So if the pattern is symmetrical about the Z axis, only one section in any plane is sufficient. Okay. Now different types of the plot. So if you plot the different patterns, what kind of the radiation pattern we have already gone through. So let us talk about the different types of the plots. So different types of plot. So in this we'll talk first about the normalized field and power pattern. So normalized field and power pattern. So what do we mean by normalized field and a power pattern? In general, the pattern can be obtained for the field components and the phase components. So when we talk about the field components E theta 5, say theta and 5 direction, you can say E5 theta and the 5. So this will be called as the field components, or del theta 5 or del 5 theta 5, this will be called as the phase components. So when we talk about these components, now the term E theta, this particular term E theta 5 indicates that it is the E theta component of the field, which is the function of theta and 5. Similarly, other terms, the plot can be also made a normalized. So if I am talking about the normalized plot here for E theta, so I can write here E theta, which is the function of theta and 5, is equal to E theta 5 divided by E theta, say theta 5 maximum. So similarly, we can say now how we have normalized it, the component which we have obtained to the maximum component of that particular pattern or that radiation. Now similarly, this I can say the normalized plot for, I can say, the field component. Now if I am talking about the power, how I can normalize, or how I can draw the plot for power. So normalized power plot can be Tn theta 5, as we have already seen that this is the power which is the function of theta and 5. So W theta 5, so this is the power density divided by maximum power density of that particular antenna. So here you can get the normalized power. So where we can say that by W theta 5, this will be the pointing vector. Okay, whereas we know how to obtain this particular pointing vector. Previously also we have seen the different or definitions of this particular pointing vector. So this theta 5 can be obtained by E square by neta. So E theta square theta 5 plus E 5 square theta 5 divided by, you can say, a neta. And this is nothing but the watts per meter square, as this is nothing but the power density we have seen previously. Now here we can see that this W theta 5 max, this is nothing but the maximum value of W theta 5 watts per meter square, and N neta, we can say the intrinsic impedance of free space, and we have already calculated this intrinsic impedance, which is nothing but the 120 pi, otherwise 377 ohm. Okay, so throughout the subject the letter W is represented for the power density in watts per meter, and the letter P is for the power in the watts. So relationship between power and this W will be, so P is equal to, say, omega ds watts. So you need to remember this particular thing. Now you need to remember that the normalized quantity is always a dimensionless quantity. So power and power density relation we have seen, and we need to remember whenever we are talking about the normalized quantity, it will always be a dimensionless. So the normalized field and power patterns will be shown like this. I am talking about the normalized field pattern. So I am drawing here now normalized field pattern. So normalized field pattern can be drawn like this. Normalized field pattern, as we have seen the major lobe, minor lobes, and then we can see the back lobe and all that things. The normalized will be, here I am assuming that my maximum radiations are in this direction, so this will be the major lobe, this will be the side lobes, and this will be the back lobe. So here when you normalize these things, theta is equal to 0 degree, En maximum will be 1, ठीक है, and this is nothing but the nulls where you are getting the 0 power. So here, and when you come say 3 dB down or 0.707 down, this particular will be called as the half power. So 0.0707, this will be the half power beam width, ठीक है. So and this, from this null to this null, whatever you get will be called as the first null beam width. So here we have defined two parameters, that is half power beam width and the first null beam width. So here we are getting the zeros where these 2 points matches will be called as the, this is the normalized field pattern. Now let us talk about the normalized power pattern, ठीक है. So the maximum field I am getting 1. So when I am talking about the normalized power pattern, same kind of graph will be there. So here whatever I am getting will be of same nature. So I am getting the my major lobe over here, okay, I am getting the say minor lobes, I am getting the back lobe also over here. So here you can see this is my first null beam width, ठीक है. Whenever half of the power 3 dB down or half power you are getting will be called as the half power beam width. So I can say this is nothing but the half power beam width. The maximum power I am getting here is nothing but the 1. Theta is equal to 0 degree. So here where I am getting the nulls will be called as the first null beam width. So here 0.5, so half of the power. Now you can see these are the first nulls where you are getting the 0 power will be the first null beam width. So these are nothing but the normalized plots. So I can say the first plot is nothing but the normalized field pattern and this is nothing but the normalized power pattern, ठीक है. So the second plot is nothing but the decibel plot. So how you are going to draw the decibel plot? So here let us talk about the decibel plots in this particular session. So whenever I am talking about the decibel plot, in order to have a knowledge of what are the side lobe levels as compared to the major lobe, we can or we make one more type of the plot called as a decibel plot. So instead of you can say the pointing magnitude of the field or the power, we plot values in the dB. So we know how we are going to convert our things into the dBs. So dB is equal to 10 log to the base 10 power, which is the function of theta and 5. So where power is the normalized power pattern. So you can see we have already talked about the, now the decibel plot of the radiation pattern will be like this. So if I plot this decibel plot, I have converted my power into the dBs. So here like this. So here whenever I am talking my on this particular y-axis there will be the dBs and here I am having the angles, ठीक है. So theta you can say. So here I will start with the 0, ठीक है. So 0 I am getting the maximum, say now I'll divide it into the 60 degree, 120 degree and then 180 degree. Here minus 60 degree, minus 120 degree and minus 180 degree. So here I am drawing my power to different angles. So if I am getting the maximum power at this particular 0 degree and if I am saying that I am having the normalized value, so I'll get the 0 over here, ठीक. So maximum power. So how I can draw here? So यहाँ, so my maximum you can say 60 over here. So this will be the like this, ठीक है. Now 62, here I am getting like this. So here also I am going to draw it like this, side lobes, and again 120 to 180 will get here, ठीक है. So before 180 this must start and here again like this and like this, ठीक है. So you can say that for every degree you have measured the power and you have converted into the dBs. So if you come minus 3 dB down over here, 0 dB you are getting the maximum power, minus 3 dB will be called as the half power beam width, ठीक है. And where you are getting the first nulls, first zeros, this will be called as the first null beam width. So you can say this is nothing but the, यहाँ से आप अगर ऊपर आएंगे, so here you can say this is nothing but the first null beam width. ठीक है, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक. ठीक है. So here I am just plotting here -3 dB, -10, -20, -30, -40, and this will be -50. So I can say here whatever I am getting here is nothing but the say near about this one. So you can measure the power. So I can say this is my first side lobe level. This is the first side lobe level. Then you can say this is the second side lobe level, and the last one is nothing but the back lobe level. And now you can measure the powers over here. So I can see here near about 10 and 20, so -15 dB. I can say this is nothing but the 20, 30 or something like that. So I can say this is near about 19 dB, but it is in the minus, and this I can say is nothing but the 30 and 40, so it will be the 35 dB, something like that. So this is all about the plots which we have seen till now. So here the maximum power or the maxima of the normalized value is nothing but the 1. So here when I talk about the maximum power, so here dB for max power, I can say this ratio will be 1, and that's why output will be 0. So the major lobe has a peak value of the 0 dB. So since the side lobe values is normalized value as less than the 1, the logarithm of these values is negative, giving side lobe peak presenting negative values. So using 3 dB plot, we can define some very important antenna parameters. ठीक है, तो first one is nothing but the half power beam width. So here I have shown you the half power beam width. So how we can define the half power beam width in this particular we can say plots. So the first we'll discuss about the half power beam width. So when you talk about the half power beam width, we'll write the half power beam width is equal to, you can say, theta half power left minus theta half power right. ठीक है. So this is nothing but the definition of half power beam width, whereas half power beam width will be defined as the angular distance between 2 points. ठीक है. So this is the angular distance between 2 points on the antenna pattern main lobe. So these are the 2 points on the main lobe, and that are 3 dB below the maximum gain points. So this is the definition of the half power beam width. So HPBW is nothing but the half power beam width. Now let us see what are the characteristics of this half power beam width. So the first characteristics tells us that the power pattern has a value of 1/2. ठीक है. So you can say power pattern having a value of half. Next one is nothing but the, if you are talking about the field pattern, this half power beam width will be 1/√2. ठीक है. And a dB plot you need to have in the dB plot has a value of -3 dB. So this is all about the half power beam width. Now first null beam width. Now as we have already talked about the first null beam width, let us see mathematically what do you mean by, say, first null beam width. So when I am talking about the first null beam width, FNBW, so you can say this is nothing but the angular separation or the angular distance between 2 points. As we have defined there, we can see this is the angular distance between, you can say, 2 points on each side of the major lobe. So you can say just adjacent, where the radiation drops to 0. So radiation drops to 0, you have received the null. That's why this will be called as the first null beam width. Okay, so one, you can say, on the radiation pattern we find many null directions, but for the first null beam width we consider null just adjacent to the major lobe. So if this is your major lobe, you need to see the first null, so this distance will be called as the first null beam width. Okay, now the side lobe levels. Now side lobe levels, and they are denoted by SLL. So SLL is nothing but the ratio of the pattern values of the side lobe peak to the pattern value to the main lobe. So you can see here the side lobe level, we can say this is the ratio of the pattern value of a side lobe peak to the pattern value of the main lobe. So this is the definition of the side lobe level. Now let us discuss about the another parameter, parameter which is nothing but the front to back ratio. So front to back ratio, next one is nothing but the front to back ratio. So when we talk about the front to back ratio, this is the ratio of antenna gain. You can say a ratio of antenna gain at 0 degree and 180 degree. So this is nothing but the front to back ratio. Now let us talk about the antenna bandwidth. Now very simple definition, as we have already seen about the bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing but the range of frequency in which your signal lie. So when we talk in terms of the antenna over here, the antenna bandwidth will be called as, so you can say for antenna bandwidth, you can say this is the range of frequency over which antenna parameter, you can say antenna parameter do not change significantly. Means you can say this is the range of frequency in which your antenna works satisfactorily. So this is all about the antenna basics. We have seen different types of the plots, we have seen some of the definitions related with that particular antenna, like antenna parameters or antenna bandwidth, half power beamwidth, first null beamwidth. In the next session we'll talk about the problems based on this. So we'll stop here. Thank you.